Hi, I'm Paul, and this is Along the Way. I am with you today without my lovely wife Lynn, but she will be back very soon. This episode is specifically for those who are working in a church situation that's in need of turnaround. You may be pastoring a church that's in decline, a church that's plateaued and just seems to be kind of stuck. And of course, if a church is plateaued, its natural direction from that point is downhill, not forward. So this is specifically for those pastors in turnaround church situations. Uh, Along the Way exists to help churches such as yours and ministries such as yours, as well as those churches that just want to be as healthy as they can be, as vibrant as they can be. But today's focus is on the turnaround church. So, a couple of things that I would like to offer, and then I would really appreciate your comments afterwards. If you are pastoring a church that's in need of turnaround, a couple of key things that must be on your personal plate. The first of those is that you must be willing to work hard. Now, perhaps that would seem to go without saying for many, but for others, not so much. Uh, if you're going to succeed at turning a church around, you are going to have to be working harder than perhaps at just about anything else you've worked at in life. And here's the reason why. Your work ethic is going to reflect your belief that God has called you to lead this church into a healthy, vibrant future. If you honestly believe God has called you for that ministry, then you are going to work hard, if for no other reason than you are going to feel the weight of responsibility on your shoulders to be obedient to the call God has given you. But in addition to that, your example of hard work is going to be contagious. Likewise, if you have a lackadaisical attitude towards this role, if you're not living as if every moment counts in turning this church around, you will pass that on as an example to your people. They will have an attitude that reflects yours. Pastor, you need to understand you are the key. If the church is going to turn around, it's not that you're God, but you are the person God has placed to steer that ship, to get it heading in the right direction. People will be looking to you for that leadership. So if you work hard, you will inspire your people to work hard as well. Let's take a little closer look at what working hard means. It means, among other things, that you're going to be the first one there, usually, when the doors open on the church facility. Whether it's a Sunday morning, whether it's a board meeting, whatever is taking place, if it's an outreach activity, if it's a discipleship training program, whatever it might be, you will be the first one there. You'll be there early, if need be, to start setting up. And often in turnaround churches, you are the chief cook and bottle washer, and you don't have a lot of people to rely on. So it's on you. You don't want it to stay there, and we'll talk about that another time, but sometimes you have to start there. So be the first one, so that when people come in, they see your level of commitment and dedication, and that you're willing to put your back into it. Two, in addition to just being there and being there early and being engaged, you're developing a culture when you're turning a church around. And the culture that you develop is going to be a reflection of how you approach your Christian life, ministry. So, for example, if you really want to see your particular church setting develop a culture of a servant attitude, where the people are just bending over backwards to give and to help each other and to be there for one another, then you need to set that example yourself. You need to have a servant's attitude. It needs to be reflected in how you treat every single person who makes up your congregation. Likewise, if you want to develop a culture of love where people are genuinely motivated by their love for God and their love for one another, you are going to be the one to set the example for that as well. Love your people. Love the Lord. You can't fake that effectively. And if you do fake it, people will eventually see through it and it will come down like a house of cards. If you're going to turn your church around, this is God's church. It's not your church. But it is your pastoral responsibility. And if you're going to turn the church around, you need to be so committed to your love for God and to the calling He has placed upon your life that it'll be absolutely contagious. And it will begin with loving your people, serving your people, and discovering as time goes on that they start to emulate that service and that love, so that it eventually becomes who they are, not just something that they are practicing. So this is a key tip for turning your church around. I hope you found it helpful. It is just one of many little things, but important foundational things. So please hit like if this has been helpful. I'd love to see your comments, what you're doing in your particular setting to help turn your church around. And of course, please subscribe. Let your friends and family and colleagues know that this resource along the way is available to them. And we will see you along the way.